What would happen if the world's most important oil route suddenly stopped? Nearly one-third of global oil passes through a narrow corridor only 33 kilometers wide. And today, that corridor may be under the control of a single country. The Strait of Hormuz, a choke point that could shake the global economy overnight. Hello friends, welcome back to another episode from History Talk and Common Sense. In the Strait of Hormuz, a new phase of power is unfolding. For nearly 2 weeks, Iran has been conducting large-scale missile strikes from across the country, from the sea, from the coastline, and from inland launch sites. What began as a military exercise has now turned into something far more serious. 2 weeks ago, these operations were presented as a warning in response to U.S. threats. Today, they have become operational. According to the countermeasure scenario, Iran has now taken effective control of the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow waterway is one of the most vital arteries of the global economy, the most important sea route for the transportation of oil. Normally, maritime traffic maps show hundreds of vessels moving through this strategic corridor. But now, something unusual has happened. The strait has suddenly fallen silent. Ship tracking data reveals that in recent days, at least 150 vessels and 40 oil tankers have been forced to remain inside the Persian Gulf. Each of those tankers carries roughly 2 million barrels of crude oil. Iranian shipping companies have already announced that none of their vessels are willing to risk passing through the increasingly dangerous waters of the strait. At the same time, international insurance companies have suspended war risk coverage for ships entering the area. Official statistics show that nearly 35% of the world's crude oil, approximately 20 million barrels per day, normally passes through the Strait of Hormuz. Now, with this strategic choke point tightening, the global energy market is beginning to react. In just 2 days, oil prices have jumped 13%, and the pressure is still building. The American investment bank Goldman Sachs has warned that if this strategic passage remains closed for just 1 month, natural gas prices in Europe could surge by as much as 130%. Such a scenario would push the global energy market into an unprecedented period of instability. Tensions have already intensified in the region. The USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier reportedly moved east toward the Indian Ocean after being targeted by 4 Iranian cruise missiles. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has claimed that the United States will escort oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz. But in reality, the strait remains under constant surveillance and control by Iranian forces. According to Iranian officials, any unauthorized vessel attempting to pass through the area, particularly those connected to the United States, Israel, or their allies, could become a target. Western media have long warned about this scenario. They say Iran's ability to disrupt or block the Strait of Hormuz may be its most powerful strategic weapon, a pressure point capable of affecting the entire world. And today, a new geometry of power is emerging in the Persian Gulf. Aerial imagery now shows a dense concentration of vessels gathering on both sides of the strait. Ships waiting, watching, and calculating their next move. Because now, in this narrow passage between the Persian Gulf and the open ocean, it is Iran that decides which ships may pass and which ones may not. In 2002, the United States even conducted a war game called Millennium Challenge 2002, but as Lieutenant General Paul Van Riper said, it seems they do not learn from history. Watch the teaser, and if you are interested, tap on the link at the end of this video and watch the full story. In a 2002 war game against the United States, a Marine general led an imaginary version of Iran to victory. The U.S. military selected Lieutenant General Paul Van Riper to lead the opposing Red forces in the most expensive military exercise in history. He was given command of a less powerful Middle Eastern-inspired military, and his job was to face the full power of the American armed forces. Within the first 2 days, he sank an entire carrier battle group. Thank you for watching. If this analysis helped you see the bigger picture, please like, share, and leave your thoughts below. That's the best way you can help this information reach more people.